It's the Bro Show. It's Lucas and Jacob. Hi.
Oh my gosh, it's 2025. This is crazy. It actually did change a lot this year already. I'm really scared for the rest of the year. It feels so different already.
I know it's a whole different vibe, a whole different essence. And we're back, which means that Jacob had his astrology appointment and they said you're allowed to continue doing the podcast for another season.
Yay!
What else did they get into?
I don't really want to talk about it.
Keep that behind the paywall, maybe.
Yeah, it's not even 2025 actually. It's 2024.
I know. I actually don't want to reveal that because personally, as a listener, I hate when I'm watching a video or listening to a podcast and it's revealed that it was recorded weeks before. Like, for me, that takes me out of it.
I kind of get what you're saying. I feel like even watching some of these reality TV shows, it kind of annoys me knowing that it was filmed like 8 months ago, just because being an internet consumer person, you're so used to stuff feeling like it literally happened 10 minutes ago when you're watching it.
Yeah.
So when you realize it didn't happen 10 minutes ago, it does kind of feel like it's an illusion.
I know, but at least with reality TV, like, you kind of already know, like, this is months ago. Like, you already have that a little bit in your mind. But with a podcast, a weekly podcast, like, when I'm listening, I expect they recorded this the day before. We're on the same wavelength. But here we are. Okay, I'm just going to be completely honest. I know this ruins everything for everyone. We're recording this the day after Christmas, December 26th. You're listening to this weeks from now. But it's actually maybe a good thing we clarified that, because what if the most horrible thing happened yesterday when they're listening to this and now we seem all happy? Oh my God, Kiki 2025. But they're like, a nuclear bomb, like multiple nuclear bombs hit the parts of the US and like most of us are dead. Like, and then the word is laughing. Like, just so now, so we don't get canceled in that post-nuclear world, we are recording this on December 26th.
That's a good disclaimer to do, because that is a good point to bring up. Or like if like they've actually found out who killed John Bonet, and then we just make a podcast the next day not
and
even
don't
mentioning
mention
it. It kind of seems like you guys are so annoying. You guys didn't even mention the best news story.
I know that actually would be annoying. But don't worry, guys. We are on the same wavelength as you. We know 2025 is going great. And we're very excited to be back from the hiatus. The Bro Show is back for another season. Our contracts have been renewed for another year.
But like any contract, we have lawyers to do whatever we want with it.
Is it actually true that if you are a really good lawyer, contracts don't matter? Because I remember in the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, Erica Jane, she divorced her lawyer husband or something like that. And they were talking about, did you sign a prenup? And she said, we didn't sign a thing. She said, he's the best lawyer in the world. Like, a prenup he would have been able to snatch that from the back. I don't know what that even, you know what I mean? He'd be able to get around that. She basically said, like, contracts don't mean anything if you're a powerful lawyer.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just gonna guess, like, if you actually are like a really powerful lawyer in like one of these like major cities or something, and you do a lot of big cases, like, you probably could like up around a bit and get away with some stuff. I'm just gonna assume, but
like, prenups wouldn't count. Your wife signs a prenup, or let's say she doesn't sign a prenup. When you divorce, you can make it seem like she did or something.
I feel like I don't know how it would work, but isn't that like part of being a lawyer, just like
scams?
Not scamming, but just like using your words to like get what you want and stuff.
I know. Oh my gosh. To all my mock trial girlies out there, that was the vibe. I wonder if there's actual lawyers listening. Like, there's one girl in law school listening, but for some reason my mind goes to mock trial in high school. But that's cool that some listener might actually, it's not going to be mock trial. Like, they're actually going to go to trial.
Yeah.
And defend people and stuff and lie and scam. Like, that is so fun. It was just so fun in high school, though.
So basically, it'd just be a fake case, and then you guys would debate it?
Yeah, like with other schools, though. You would go to an actual courtroom and do the case from front to back, no interruptions against an opposing school. Like, and you would take either side of the case. It was just this whole ass thing. And the whole vibe was lie, 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 manipulate, twist, try to get people caught up in their words, make them stumble over their sentences, make people think they're crazy. That was the whole vibe, which was really fun.
So the people that did mock trial in high school, you better watch out for them, guys.
I know they're always waiting for you to trip over one little word, and they'll twist everything around. Next thing you know, fast forward 2 minutes, they somehow have all the info to your bank accounts.
And you're in a pretzel.
And they've withdrawing the funds. It's going into their account, and there'll be no way to fight it.
And you're in a pretzel.
That's
That's in some song I heard.
Isn't that a drag queen song from RuPaul? Like one of the RuPaul girls. It's like legs in the air like a pretzel.
Oh, okay. Okay, yeah, that's what I'm thinking of.
Laganja Estranja.
For some reason, I thought it was a DaBaby song.
Maybe he's also used that. I bet you pretzel's been used in many songs. But I was going to say we should talk about Christmas, but I feel like by the time this podcast comes out, nobody's going to want to hear about the holidays anymore. So let's just skip it.
Kris Kringle.
Oh, Kris Kringle is over. Like nobody's going to want to hear about that shit.
Yeah.
No one wants to know, oh my God, what'd you get for Christmas? Oh my God, Aeropostale Hall, Hollister Hall, American Eagle Hall, Maurice's.
We don't want to brag, but this is what we got.
I am wearing my Lululemon pants. I actually got a lot of Lululemon stuff. Yeah.
Okay. Lululemon over here.
Let's not get into the
Okay.
prices.
What?
Let's not get into the prices of anything.
Wait, but I just said Lululemon out loud. Lululemon.
Iconic.
I actually felt like I was living in a fake HBO show for a little bit.
Lululemon.
So, okay, that's a fake brand. When you with lucid dreaming, the whole thing with lucid dreaming, if you're like so good at lucid dreaming, if something like looks fake, if you look at the time and it just like is all wonky, if you pinch yourself and you don't feel it, I actually think I'm in a dream. Lululemon, that's not a real brand, and it's actually a big brand too. It's not like some like brand that's just in our town. Like Lululemon's actually a big brand. Like that just proves to me that like names don't matter. Because if I heard the brand Lululemon and they said, yeah, it's like a sports brand and like we're gonna like, take it worldwide, like I would say, oh yeah, like, that's cool, but Lululemon, like that actually feels like a little kid type thing.
No, we are actually we're in the decade of little kid name companies.
Another one, Fabletics. Fabulous and athletic mixed.
Fabletics. Why would you name your brand that? Because it's like, why is it called that?
I know. I when you really think about these brands like Fabletics, it's like, what?
We'll take the
What?
sponsor, obviously, because I know they do a lot of online marketing, but I'm going to make fun of the name. Fabletics.
There's probably some other ones. Let me think about these
But
other
I
new
was
brands.
thinking, you're thinking of more of those are clown names, Lululemon and Fabletics. I was thinking of more of the Silicon Valley of it all, how if you create a weird tech company, it has to be a stupid name. Uber. That's stupid.
Oh, even
that self-driving company, Waymo. Like, it has to be something stupid. Amazon's making a self-driving car, and I'm pretty sure it's called Zoox. Like, basically, it has to be a gibberish word. Like you'd say, like, Bebo, Mimo.
Even, like, this isn't what you're talking about because it was created so long ago, but Apple. Even the name Apple is it's kind of funny that one of the biggest brands is just named Apple.
Yeah. It has to... Yeah, you can't just name it like... You couldn't just call it like the self-driving company.
But you're definitely onto something. I feel like just in general, like if you were creating a brand, you actually would want to call it... Because people love... I like people... Because then people would love telling their friends, yeah, I got this pair of pants.
Oh, no. People do love
Yeah,
that.
because it kind of just
Like,
adds a
the
flair.
consumer loves it, so they have to do it.
Yeah. But I don't even know how you'd spell that. Like let's say if someone actually wanted to create a brand that was... How would you spell that? Because that'd be so funny. If
I'm
people-
thinking Bannana. Banana. Well, that just sounds like banana.
But I love shit like that. Even like even SZA, SZA. There's been so many times. How do you say her name? What? Caesar? What?
Sizia?
Stuff like that is just fun because I don't know how SZA got created. I don't know what her actual name is. Maybe her actual name is SZA. I'm just gonna guess it's not though.
I know. I never even thought about it being a stage name. I always just thought that was her name.
But like SZA, like I feel like I kind of like stuff that when you look at it, like I didn't know how to pronounce it, but now I just say SZA.
Oh yeah.
So like I feel like I kind of like those, even those brands that you're talking about. Like Waymo, if I saw that, I might not know how to pronounce it, but then I'd be like, Waymo.
Waymo. It does always sound like a robot, like Bebo, Mimo,
Yeah.
Siri.
Oh, and then there's this singer girl. Her name, I don't even know how to pronounce it. Her name is Bidabu or something.
Oh, she has some good songs, but yeah, I would never be able to request her through Apple Music Siri because I wouldn't be able to say, okay, Siri, play Bibabu. Because how do you say it though? Bibabu?
I don't know. It's like Bidabu.
Bidabu. Maybe it is Bidabu.
And then another difficult one was like, but now Apple Music learned how to say it. But if you were in your car and I won't say it because I don't want you guys' phones to go off. So you say, play Slater. It has 3 Y's. And there was a long time there where it would never play it.
Well, you always have to emphasize. You have to play. You have to say play Slater, and then it would get it.
Yeah, it's fun when people have these names, but then these little like AI things, majigs, don't know how to even say it.
I know, I don't get that. But before we get into the actual topics, I had a little thing I wanted to say now that we're just talking about music. So over Xmas break, we brought our younger brother, Ethan, out to the local bars because he has recently turned 21. We brought him to Vegas, as you know, months ago. But now we are like, okay, let's do a part 2 to the 21st local edition. Before it was Courtney and Chloe Take Vegas. Now it's just a regular episode of the Kardashians at the local dives. So we brought him to all the dives, all the bars in the town. And I've realized this not even just in our local bars, at towns across America. How come they only play songs from 2010 at bars nowadays? Is that it's not just a thing here. It was in Arizona. It was in LA at a place we went to. Like, it's a thing where if it's a dance type place, they only play Move Your Body Like a Cyclone and she makes me want to do it all night long. Like, that's the only thing they'll play.
There was a moment there where, so when I turned 21, I like went to a few places in Nebraska, and there was a moment there where I thought, oh, that's just a Nebraska thing playing 2000s music.
Yeah.
But then I went to some places in these other major cities. And they also do the same thing.
There's never a new song.
Yeah, they just play songs from the 2000s. And you brought up a point. Maybe it's because that was like the last time when culture was so connected. There wasn't so many different famous people, so many different singers. So maybe that's why, because everyone knows those songs. Was even nowadays, when a song is in the top 10, there's a lot of people that don't know it, because it kind of goes into this for me. There is people. Sometimes I even do. No one really listens to the radio. We don't really listen to the radio. We just do Bluetooth songs and podcasts and stuff. So then that creates your own little world, and you're not really living in like the mainstream world.
The death of the monoculture happened at the dawn of the streaming age. So now we all are in our own little streaming bubbles. So when you go to the local dance bar, they have to play You Spin My Head Right Round, because they know if they play songs from nowadays, it'll alienate half the bar, so everyone wouldn't be having fun. That must be why. Why else would they only... Also, I was thinking maybe it's because everyone's always obsessed with the early 2000s, but I'm like, it wouldn't be that hard. Like, it wouldn't go that in depth that bars could only play early 2000 songs, would it?
I was listening to everything you said, and I want to get back to it, but saying no one does this is actually grammatically incorrect, right? That's what I said. And I realize I say that a lot, but I think that's...
No one does this? That's grammatically correct.
That actually makes sense, though. Like, if I was talking to, like, my English teacher in high school, I think they'd say, okay, that's not... You can't write that in your essay.
Well, you'd have to say nobody does this?
Because I feel like saying no one eats at McDonald's.
It sounds right to me, but then again, I would blame Alicia Keys. She released that hit song, No One. Like, she should have said nobody. Well, that just doesn't sound right. I feel like you can do it interchangeably, right? I could say no one goes here. Nobody goes here. I feel like both work. But I'm down for an English professor to correct me in the comments.
Yeah.
It just sounds right to my ear. You know how usually you can hear it in your ear if something's wrong?
Yeah, but then there's been other times like it sounds correct to me, but it's actually wrong.
Well, maybe it is correct though, and like you don't have to follow these rules.
That's so true.
Don't live by the rule book of somebody else.
Okay, but back to the music. I do think a little bit of it, because this is the thing with what we're talking about. This is just a moment in culture. So if you're watching this even 6 years from now, I could totally see a world where what we're saying doesn't even resonate with anyone, or doesn't resonate with the local just bars across the US, and then it turns into more of a 2015 through 2020 music scene.
Yeah.
I could see a world where we're just in this moment where like let's just say they only play music from 2004 to 2012. Right now, that's like the perfect music for everyone. It just is the perfect music. Everyone knows it. But then eventually it will shift to 2012 to 2020. But it also could go into what you're saying about people obsessing over the 2000s. Okay, can we talk about this? I thought this Y2K trend, I actually thought it had a 6-month thing in 2021, 2020. But then it's 2025 and Y2K is still a thing. And then and I'm not saying like Y2K is so gross, ew. I'm just saying more of a vibe of I didn't know this trend was going this hard. It's still a thing. People saying Y2K, oh my gosh.
But is it more of a vibe of people are just making it up now? Because I saw this thing saying Charlie XCX's fashion, and it said it's a detached modern take on Y2K. It's like maybe it's just modern clothes, but they want to throw in Y2K into every description.
This happens all the time, I swear. Well, this term becomes so big, and then people act like everything's Y2K. Like, I swear, if I was like Justin Bieber famous, I would literally leave the shot to my mat with skinny jeans. So they'd snap a photo and say, he's bringing back Y2K skinny jeans. Like, skinny jeans were a thing literally like people still wear skinny jeans, but if we're going by popularity of skinny jeans, they were popular in like 2019. So it's not really, if we're going by, it's not Y2K.
But they would say it was.
Yeah, but they would say it's Y2K.
But I think this early 2000s music at bars, it might be a straight thing, because I was thinking about when I first started going to bars, they never did this, but I went to gay places. I feel like, but I know if I went to West Hollywood tonight, they wouldn't be playing Move Your Body Like a Cyclone. They would be playing all the new songs.
I'm glad you brought up this point. Or even like, yeah, that's so true. And it's not only, it's like, I think if you do go to gay bars, they did play a variety of music where like they would play like You and I by Lady Gaga, but then they'd also play the new Glorilla song. So
yeah.
So it kind of does. I love like the 2000s music, but I kind of do like, but I kind of feel like when I'm in a dancing vibe, I think going to a gay bar is better, because I like how they like mix up everything.
Yeah. But it also brought me to a thing when we were out that I realized you can't be a compulsive liar while drinking nowadays.
Okay, can I hurry and go to the bathroom? Because I have to go pee.
Oh, go pee.
I feel like I have to prepare myself.
This is the perfect time to bring in the ad as well. An ad's about to come on. In 3, 2, 1.
Ooh. But, like, ooh.
Every new year, we all set a bunch of big goals, but stats show only 8% of people will stick with their resolutions all year long. Today's episode is sponsored by Acorns. Luckily, with Acorns, you can lock in years and years of healthy money habits in just 5 minutes. That's all the time it takes to open your account and start automatically saving and investing your money so it can have a chance to grow, honey. Jacob and I are always trying to make New Year's resolutions. Last year, I said I was going to learn how to do the splits. Here I am a year later, can't do the splits at all. If only there was something as easy as Acorns to do with my split goal. But luckily it works with money goals. Acorns makes it easy to start automatically saving and investing so your money has a chance to grow for you, your kids, and your retirement. You don't need to be an expert. Acorns will recommend a diversified portfolio that fits you and your money goals. You don't need to be rich. Acorns lets you invest with the spare money you've got right now. You can start with $5 or even just your spare change. You don't need to feel like financial wellness is impossible. Acorns gives you small, simple steps to get you and your money on track. Basically, Acorns does the hard part so you can give your money a chance to grow. Jacob and I both regularly set aside money to invest for the future, and Acorns makes it really easy for you. Head to acorns.com acorns.com/LucasJacob or download the Acorns app to start saving and investing for your future today. Paid non-client endorsement. Compensation provides incentive to positively promote Acorns. Tier 1 compensation provided. Investing involves risk. Acorns Advisors, LLC, an SEC registered investment advisor. View important disclosures at acorns.com/LucasJacob. I hope everyone loved the ad. Shout out to them again. Ad. Sponsored.
Delicious.
Pay.
It's
Our
kind of-
pockets are full now, so let's continue the podcast now that we made the money.
It's kind of like that one lyric. I don't do shit for the free, man.
That is true. That's us.
Nah, I'm just joking, guys.
So back to my point. You can't compulsive lie while being drunk at a random bar these days. Story time starts now. So we were in the smoking section of a bar around a fire pit because it was 10 degrees. I had just jacked a cigarette off the guy next to me. I was smoking.
Oh my gosh, for real?
And then these two dudes come up to us.
Wait.
Right?
Oh, okay.
So basically, we were actually in that situation. And something came over me where it wasn't even a plan. It just slowly, a little fake personality started coming out of me. First of all, they were smoking weed. So I jokingly was like, you do weed? But then I wasn't making it a joke. I was just saying, that's bad. You should not do weed and stuff. And then,
That's bad.
But then after I got the reaction from them being weirded out by me, I just kept doubling down. It got to the point of me telling them I was addicted to Molly. I think I said I was addicted to Coke. It got to the point of me saying I was addicted to strip clubs. I said I love getting lap dances and stuff. I said I just want to get a lap dance. I love getting lap dances, and they were like, "Oh, okay, go off." But I told them I was like, I am literally gay, but like I'm friends with the strippers, the girl strippers, and I just love lap dances. And it got into this whole thing where I was too deep in all these lies. And I thought, okay, whatever, that was fun. They had fun. They were entertained. It was just
Another
it was
thing that you kept saying is, oh my gosh, I just found out about the song Gucci Gang by Lil Pump and I love it.
Yes, Gucci Gang. I told him I was a Gucci Gang stan.
then
And because the guy, I remember I saying Gucci Gang. And the guy was like, oh yeah. And he said, that song is like from ever ago. Like, I don't really F with that song. And I was like, what? I just found out about it.
But one of the funniest parts is bringing up the most random news stories. So Lucas said,
News stories?
Yeah, Lucas said, I love Gucci Gang. And then they were like, oh yeah, like I remember I liked that like 7 years ago. And then Lucas said, oh yeah, did you hear about how the music video was filmed at like a Catholic school and they got so mad? You actually said that, and it just is so funny bringing up random tidbits like that.
I don't even remember that part.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you said that.
So I just thought, okay, that was just an inconsequential meeting of strangers, you know? We'll never see them again. The next day, I get a DM saying, oh, I saw you at the bar yesterday and I didn't realize it was you. I used to watch you as a kid. Oh my God, it was nice to meet you. And I looked at the photo and it was like the guy I told I was addicted to Molly and strippers.
So
And I was just like, what?
It's funny how he didn't even mention that in the DM.
I know. And first of all, I was like, should I just leave it? But I was like, okay, I have to come forward and be like, I'm not actually addicted to Molly and stuff. But I didn't even say that. I was just hoping maybe he forgot about it. And I just wrote back saying, oh my God, sorry, I was being obnoxious. It was nice to meet you. Then he said, you weren't being obnoxious, LOL. Like I watched Fred as a kid or whatever. But
I guess if you did watch Fred as a kid, and then Fred said like, said I'm addicted to Molly and stuff, like maybe I feel like a lot of people would just believe it.
Yeah,
like,
I forgot. Like he might just that probably makes a lot of sense.
Oh yeah, it's like let's say he didn't watch like Fred on YouTube, just watch the movies, didn't know you did YouTube still. Like I feel like if I like saw someone that had like a few movies on Nickelodeon or Disney, I'd be like, I kind of believe it, kinda. That they're addicted to Molly and stuff.
I know that he probably was like, I've heard about these people who were on these kid shows and like they're really messed up now. Like it makes sense that this is where he's at now. He just is addicted to Molly and in the smoking section of this random bar. It probably made complete sense to them.
That actually is just stuff like that. Just is annoying because you can't even lie.
I know. It's like I don't know what to do now, but yeah, I'm sorry about that. Sorry about that.
That was a hoot though.
It was worth it, I feel like. Because when I was in all the lies, I felt so alive. Why do you feel alive when you're lying? That's why I get, like, I don't actually bring that into my real life. But if you were a pathological liar, okay, get it, because I felt like I was fully, my soul was alive.
Yeah, when you were lying, we were kind of joining in on it because I remember like the conversation was probably 10 minutes. Let's just say like Lucas was like, "Oh, I love strip clubs and stuff," and then I remember they were talking about it, and then one of them said they didn't like strip clubs, and then I remember I asked them, "Wait, you don't like strip clubs?" So even like me saying that is kind of like joining in on the lie of like, "You don't like them?" Like I love them. I can't believe we did that though. We need to say a few Hail Marys.
Crazy college nights.
Actually.
Crazy nights at the frat.
But do you think what I said earlier is true that like in even 3 years time, 5 years time, like the music is gonna shift. Like it's not gonna be for the rest of our life forever we go. Yes, there's always gonna be places playing that music because it's iconic, but it's not gonna be continuous.
Yeah,
because
our brother Ethan's 21, like we've said. So I was asking him, like, how old were you even when, like, these songs came out? And he said he was, like, 5. So then it makes sense. Yeah, maybe it'd always be songs. Whenever anyone turns 21, maybe the straight bars will always play songs of when that age group was 5.
But there's actually some Easter eggs with iMessage. I just wanted to mention this. So a few weeks ago, me and Lux were texting, and I texted giant or something. And then when you text giant, the word giant becomes giant. And I never realized this until a few weeks ago.
I forgot about that. I felt like I was going crazy when you texted giant, and literally, the text becomes giant. Isn't the same thing for tiny?
So then we tested it, and it worked with like huge, giant, big. Like it makes like the text bigger when you text it. But I think we tried it with tiny, and it didn't work. Like it didn't go tiny.
Oh, so then it fun things they put in iOS.
Yeah, so is there any other like Easter eggs like that, guys? Like you text something and then like you didn't even like put it, like you know how sometimes for someone's, if you say like congratulations, you can make it do confetti.
Oh yeah, that's
but
always
this one like
go-to.
Wasn't even purposeful. It was just random. Like try it out, guys. It's kind of silly.
Oh yeah, make your group chat kind of shook.
But is there any other ones like that we don't know about?
One that I think of as FaceTime. I remember one time one of us did a thumbs up and then a little thumbs up bubble pops up.
Oh.
Which I guess you could say it's fun, but what's the point of adding that? Like what was the point of someone coding? I'm picturing someone slaving away in a coding center, like coding for when you do a thumbs up on FaceTime, it makes a little bubble thumbs up. Like, yes, it was fun, but I don't really know if it's needed.
And I'm also thinking about an even deeper reality of Apple had a meeting with a few of these, like, let's say there's a whole group for FaceTime each year. And someone brought up, oh, we could add, like, if someone's doing a thumbs up, it goes thumbs up, thumbs down, it goes thumbs down. Like, do you think that for that one idea for FaceTime, they discussed it for a whole 30 minutes saying, is it worth it? Or do you think it was more of a vibe of like two software engineers said, let's do it, and they did it? Or it's like Apple, this huge thing where like they have to discuss it even for days, being like, should we do it?
I honestly thought it would be, I'm not kidding, talked about in meetings for at least half a year.
And then, do you think this was mentioned back in 2015? It got shelved. And then they kept bringing up saying, I think it could really be a good idea. And then finally, like 2 years ago, they added it.
I know, and this has been talked to death. Everyone says the new update with the iPhone sucks. The photo app sucks. But even some of our sisters updated their phones, and they said, why does it look like a kid's phone now?
Oh, okay.
I remember thinking the same thing when I first updated it, and I'm like, why is this all of a sudden like a preschool phone?
What? Okay, so I don't get what they meant when they said that.
I remember we talked about this when we first updated. Did that turn off or something?
Oh, I was just making sure my computer wasn't glowing.
Oh, I thought you saw a ghost.
No, but okay.
No,
so
but I remember
what was it?
When we both first updated our phones, we thought the same thing, because I'm pretty sure when you used to do a thumbs up to someone or something, it wasn't so colorful. But now it's all. I think we're just used to it now. But it is kind of like a little preschool phone energy.
Oh, didn't they probably make it like a preschooler because then it makes us more dumb or something?
Probably. I don't even know anything about Steve Jobs really, but that's always been my go-to. I feel like I've said this so many times. If Steve Jobs was alive, this would not have happened. I don't even know if that's true, but like I feel like he wouldn't have done this preschool phone update because he'd be like, you guys, like, let's keep it more serious. I'm in a turtleneck. Isn't that always his vibe?
Yeah, I think he like wore like turtlenecks and 501s.
Yeah, his whole vibe was like, I literally wear the same outfit every single day. Like, I don't really want to mess around. Like, let's just make a good phone.
Yeah,
so when someone has a little stupid idea, when we type in giant on iMessage, maybe it could get giant. He would just say, You are fired. You're going to get 2 months of severance pay, but like we are not going to have that type of energy here. We just want to make something that's good.
Because I guess doing stuff like that does give a Cheez-It energy.
I know. It's like it does not give iPhone.
I feel like Apple, like the core of Apple is more, you know, when you're at a grocery store and you're in the health aisle, so you know how there's Cheez-Its and Goldfish. You know when you're in the health aisle, let's just say you're at Whole Foods, you know the brand 365?
Yes. 365 party girl.
But 365, they have their own little brand of Cheez-It. I feel like that's what Apple is. Like they want to be more basic and like bare bones, but then it's weird when a brand like Apple that is 365 Cheez-Its at Whole Foods turns into a Cheez-It Goldfish brand, because it's like, wait, so is everything gonna turn into a Cheez-It thing?
Yeah, I'm just gonna say my classic line once again. If Steve Jobs was alive, this would not have happened.
Yeah, because like even this podcast, I feel like is turning into a Cheez-It thing.
I know. It's like if Steve Jobs would not have approved of this backdrop. That's for sure.
Oh wait, it does look like Cheez-Its out behind us.
You know, we're in a Cheez-It world. We're stuck in here.
I know. I feel like 2025 is the year of the Cheez-It.
I know.
Okay, so things we're scared of when we were kids.
Okay, so that's kind of the topic for this. I know we're like 35 minutes into this podcast, but we both compiled a list of irrational things we were scared of as children.
It seems like we're gonna air a trauma for the listeners. Trauma. It's kind of like the Lady Gaga song when we talk about it. I love these thoughts are only replay. Because they won. We played when I was a child.
So as kids, we were all scared of stupid stuff that wasn't actually worth being scared of. Like, I don't even know if you wrote this down because it's already been talked about so much on this podcast. John Bonet, did you even write that down?
Oh, yeah, I wrote two. I was trying to think of actual people that I was scared of. I wrote down, okay, I think my thing got loose. Oh, wait, no.
You have to like push it in. Like your microphone into the socket. You know what I mean?
Oh, like
sorry, guys. I know you don't want to be bored with this technical stuff, but we're doing this independently. I know it seems like there's a big crew, but it's just us.
Who gave you guys these microphones? Okay, I wrote down Michael Jackson because I was scared of him.
He isn't very irrational to be scared of. Yes, it's irrational to be scared of him in a small town in Nebraska as a child because he's nowhere near there. He's not going to come to your house most likely. But because of what was said in the media about him, it kind of makes sense why you'd be scared of him. He owns an amusement park and he
has
lures people
sleepovers
in.
with boys.
I know, he lures you in, and then you look at his. I don't want to be body shaming, but then you look at his face.
He got a lot of plastic surgery.
And as an adult, I can say, okay, like it's a everyone's beautiful in their own right. But as a kid, you see someone who got extensive plastic surgery work done and you are scared. Oh, but so do you even have a little bit of an inkling of frightenedness when you think, like if you were alone in a dark room right now and you saw a photo of Michael Jackson, would you be scared or are you completely healed from this?
Oh, yeah, that's the thing is that like, I feel like I am healed from it. But like if, let's say Michael Jackson was still alive. If I was at Walmart or the gas station, it was like 10 o'clock at night, getting dark out, and I saw him and he was still alive in this scenario.
Yeah.
I actually would be so scared. And
Same.
But then also, if I had a dream about him, I would be scared. So I think I definitely still find him scary. I actually do still find him scary in certain areas, but it's not like a type of thing where I won't listen to his music and stuff. He doesn't actually scare me, but I feel like it still is there for sure.
Yeah. Why is it that scrawny people are so scary? Because when you mentioned the gas station thing, I pictured Michael Jackson at the other gas pump, his scrawny body, and it scared me so much. Like, why are scrawny people so scary?
I mean, I was seeing this photo of like this illustration of these really scrawny people, and it was so scary.
I know, it's just terrifying. And then obviously,
love body shaming. I'm joking.
So one thing that I wrote on my list of irrational things I was scared of as a kid was snakes coming out of toilets.
Oh, this was me too.
I think every family has their own genre of being
urban legends.
Yeah, because our family, it was talked to death about snakes coming out of toilets. Oh my gosh, it happened once. And for some reason, isn't it weird how memories have a photo? Like every time I think of a snake coming out of a toilet, I think of the McDonald's in our hometown. I don't know why. I think of the play place room, this giant play place back room that has now been demolished because for some reason they replaced the play places with computers. I can't with how they're treating the youth.
I know.
We used to exercise back in my day. Now they play the computer.
I remember you were probably in like, you wouldn't have even played in the play place, but I remember when I was like in 4th grade, that's in the McDonald's. I think they might have still had the play place, but that's when each booth got a screen.
Oh, yeah.
But when you're in 4th grade, you wouldn't really play in the play place anyway. It'd be more of a screen vibe anyway. So
yeah, for sure. But for some reason, I always think of that play place room and there was a toilet back there. And I think of the
There was
snake
a toilet back there?
There was two bathrooms. And I always think of a snake coming out of that specific toilet in my memory. I don't know why that's what the neural pathways go to. They always lead to that photo when I think of snakes coming out of toilets. But I do feel like I'm healed from this one because I thought it was irrational. But upon Googling it, it's not even an urban legend. This happened this year in Texas. This is from NBC in Texas. A Central Texas woman described something most people only have nightmares about: sitting on her toilet in the middle of the night and being bit by a snake. Jamie didn't
a poisonous one or what?
I'm not sure. She said Jamie didn't think anyone would believe her, so she snapped photos of the snake that coiled underneath the toilet seat. The article went on to say this can happen because they can come in through the sewage system, and then usually it happens if there's rats in your sewer, and the snakes want to get to the rats, so they go into the sewer system, and then after they eat all the rats, they're covered in shit, and then they climb up the pipes and they go into your toilet.
Okay, but that's even more creepy to me. It was coiled under the toilet seat?
Yeah, there's a photo in the article and it was disgusting.
Wait, so these are water snakes then? Because how would they be in the sewer swimming through these pipes?
I don't know.
But then part of me, if you really think about it, don't you kind of feel bad for these snakes? Because think about how trapped they would feel. Going from these tubes, trying to find a way out. Like part of me, I actually have a little bit of empathy for them.
I wish I could open up my heart to that, but I just want to take an AK-47 and shoot every snake.
Oh my, okay. That's so annoying because I was just starting to get over this one. This one has followed me, but knowing that it literally happened in the US where we reside, like it just actually is terrifying. And in the middle of the night, oh my gosh, now every time I go to the bathroom, I'm gonna have to lift up the toilet seat.
Because now I'm picturing like when I go to the bathroom in the middle of the night, by the way, I always will sit down and pee, especially at night. Most time during the day, I'll stand up and pee, but at nighttime, I'm not gonna stand up and pee. I have to sit my ass down and piss. So, but I'm trying to think. When I do that in the middle of the night, do I look in the toilet before I sit? I don't know if I do.
I don't think I do either. And even if I did, it's so dark, my eyes aren't adjusted.
But I kind of think I'm just going to not look because I feel like once you start creating that habit, it's going to turn into a whole habit of anxiety. And if you're going to get bit by a snake from the toilet, it's meant to be.
I have okay, so this has been my theory about it, but is this even true? I always thought that it wouldn't happen on the second level of a building and any other levels above the second floor. I thought it would just happen on the first floor because how would a snake go up a tube? But then
like
again, even on the first floor, how would they would probably have to go like up a pipe or whatever. But I wonder if that's true. Like, would it happen on the second floor? Any floors above the second floor?
I kind of feel like it would. I don't know.
There was a story, and like another story that makes this true is that there's a story about one of our mom's friends was in an apartment in Omaha, Nebraska. They were taking a bath, and then a snake was in the bath from like the faucet or something.
This happened in our state?
This happened in I'm just gonna say the 90s.
Oh my gosh, I remember hearing about that. No, wasn't it poking its head up the drain? It didn't actually get out.
All I know, snake bathtub apartment Omaha.
Okay, that actually brings me to one of my other ones that I'm just going to get into. Drains in general are very scary to me. As a kid, specifically drains at the bottom of pools, because I always thought I'd get my finger stuck in it and drown and nobody would know. I'd be at the public pool, swim into the bottom of the pool in the 12 feet zone. I'd put my finger in the drain. It would get stuck. Therefore, I would die. That was always a big fear of mine, drains and pools.
Yeah, I only wrote like 10 down, and this was one of mine. But for some reason, with this drain thing, I kind of made it more specific. I always was more scared of these pool drains inside of aquatic centers.
Wait, you wrote down pool drains?
I wrote down Yeah, I wrote down drains at the bottom of pools.
Wait, we just have the exact same fears. It just proves all siblings have the same fears.
But something about an aquatic center, an indoor aquatic center, you know those huge buildings. Okay, first of all, indoor aquatic centers, scary to me. Like
They do have an ominous energy.
Even nowadays, like something about it is weird. But then going to the bottom of that 12 feet aquatic center pool, that drain to me was always the scariest because, like you said, I always thought my hair would get stuck in it or like my hand would get stuck in it. And it wasn't a paranormal vibe. It was actually just the vibe of I thought it would suck me up.
I know, because you think about it, if that did happen, are they really going to find you? Like, I know there's lifeguards, but if you're in the 12-foot zone of the pool, like they probably will notice when it's too late.
I think this is my top 3 childhood fears. Aquatic center pool drains.
Honestly, I thought I was over this fear, but I'm actually going to do a PSA and just tell all of you guys, just to be safe, let's all avoid the pool drains because I don't want any of you guys getting your fingers stuck in them. I can't lose a bro in the bro community.
I know. And I think we all need to avoid aquatic centers.
Yeah.
Because I just don't think they're safe. I'm joking.
That's a PSA to the bro community.
No, this one's a classic, but it was the first one I wrote down. I just did a brainstorm sesh. Closets. Now, as an adult,
I'm gays. Being scared of the closet.
Stop. That's weird talking. I want to talk about being gay.
Being gay in the closet and you're scared of closets and as a kid.
Oh my, okay, this goes deep.
Gay ass?
Oh my God. Well,
you are so gay.
Wait, am I actually going to come out? I don't know if I know. I just don't want to come out.
I'm not ready to come out.
Okay. I don't know if I'm gay, but I haven't thought about it, guys. Okay, but closet.
Closets.
So, thankfully, this one hasn't followed me. But closets, I don't know. It's from scary movies and stuff. But this is the thing about these closet fairs, is that it's just a thing because we were at the Stanley Hotel. We read like scary stories about it, hauntedness. In the Lord Dunraven room at the Stanley Hotel, apparently he's in the closet. So I just don't know what it is, but usually closets are small. I know nowadays people have these giant closets. Let's be honest. No one finds giant closets scary. It's always these small closets.
Oh, they're glamorous and rich.
Yeah,
but a little dingy small closet, terrifying.
I think humans are just scared of that. So it doesn't really have to do with children. It just is something about a small closet is scary.
Isn't that the whole storyline to Monsters, Inc.?
Yeah.
Monsters in your closet, monsters underneath the bed. I was never scared of the underneath the bed monsters. Honestly,
I was a little bit scared of
I was
that.
never scared of monsters in general. I was more scared of like murderers, killers, kidnappers. Like I wish I was scared of a furry monster. I was scared of real life just scary people.
Well, when I'm thinking about the closet thing, I wasn't thinking about, like, yes, Monsters Inc. might have made me think about it, but I wasn't thinking about, oh, a little scary monster. I was thinking about, like, oh, Charlie Manson's going to be like that.
Oh, yeah, Charlie Manson, icon.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. He's obviously not. Okay. Going more into our irrational brains. This is really giving us a mental health diagnosis.
I know.
But it's just, irrational fears as children. We are very evolved now. We aren't scared of anything. So another thing we were scared of as kids, which I know you were too, people underneath your car in a parking lot. I feel like we've talked about this before on the podcast, but we used to be scared because I don't know if it was an urban legend in our family that if you go to these big cities, like Lincoln, Nebraska.
Basically a city with over 80,000 people.
Yeah, we're talking big cities like Omaha. Omaha, Nebraska. If you go to these big metropolitan areas and you park your car in a parking lot, when you come back, there's a large percentage of a chance that a burglar is going to be underneath the car ready to swipe your ankles with a knife and kill you.
And basically, if they swipe your Achilles heel or whatever, you can't run or anything. So you're stuck.
Yes. So there was always, they want to steal your little Toyota. They want to steal your like Hyundai that bad. They're going to chop your ankles off to steal your car. Was this just to kill or was it to steal?
I always thought it was just to like
the thrill of the kill.
Yeah, I didn't really have a picture with a burglar. I pictured it to be more of like a dark thing.
And I was always scared of that though.
Yeah, and then that's the thing is that we haven't Googled it. I'm guessing this has happened at least 5 times.
Also,
even more than that. It's happened, but it's probably very few.
Don't call us crazy because this still circulates regularly on Facebook, I'm going to guess. The whole, Okay, I've heard this theory so many times. If there is something on your windshield, run away. Do not go towards your car. Because isn't it a whole thing of like, that's a signal someone put on your car and they're going to kidnap you once you get close to the car. So that kind of goes into the same thing as someone being hiding underneath your car. Like they all are the same vibe.
Yeah, I would just assume like I could even see the one hiding under the car. Like it started on the internet back in the day.
Yeah.
My next one is actually not that dark, but it actually was a big fear of mine. Splinters. As an adult, I never really get splinters. I never really think about them. But as a child, I remember every summer, like when it got warmer and I'd be outside a lot, I would be so annoyed about getting splinters because I'd always be playing on wood, I guess, and like on the swings or something. And I'd get splinters. And I remember always thinking they were so annoying because sometimes I'd forget to take them out and then they get like grown into your skin.
No, and I remember that too. Is it a thing where when you're a child, is your skin more fragile, or are you really just rolling around on wood all day? I remember always getting splinters, and it was so scary going up to mom as a 7-year-old and saying, "Mom, I have a splinter." Then it would be this whole thing where people gather around you, holding you down. You're handcuffed to a chair. You aren't actually, but like you're held down, and someone squeezes out the splinter, and you're screaming. So you almost didn't want to tell anyone, but then they get buried underneath your skin and they're all still in there.
Ew, I know. It was, sometimes that was the thing. Like it was so painful, so you had to take it out. But when you were trying to take it out, you started squirming and stuff. It's so painful, but you have to take it out.
Splinters. I forgot about that.
I know, that's honestly top 3 too.
Yeah. I honestly think if you're an adult and you get a splinter, you're immature.
I think probably the last time I got one was 3 years ago.
Yeah. This one, I have taken this fear with me to my adulthood. It is getting stuck on a ride at an amusement park. And this all started because I got stuck on a fair ride. I feel like that's a lot of my fears go about being stuck underneath water in a pool, the drain, being stuck on a fair ride. You know what I mean? I feel like a lot of them go to being stuck, just being frightened of being stuck.
Stuck for eternity, you could say.
So I was on a fair ride, one of those ones where you're strapped in over your shoulders. I think it was called the spin out. You start spinning, you're all facing each other, it goes upside down. So the ride started and it froze like 30 seconds in. And I was like, okay, fuck, I'm stuck in here.
What did it freeze? Like what position were you in?
I wasn't even upside down, but I was kind of on my back. And it was stuck and I was like, what the hell? We were stuck for like maybe 45 seconds and then it went back to like regular like to get us off the ride. But then the guy started up the ride immediately. So I had to start screaming to let him get me off. And it was actually so funny because I was screaming so loud. And when he let me off, he was actually so mad. Like he was like annoyed with me. He was like, get off. And he like was like, actually the vibe was like he was going to hit me or something. He was just like over me yelling.
So then you're the only one that got off?
Yeah. And everyone was just like kind of looking at me like, you are a psychopath. And then from that point forward, I just never really want to go on rides because I don't want to get stuck on one.
And then maybe it even goes, if no one treated you like that when you got off, you might have kept going on them, do you think, or no?
I don't know. I think just for some reason, I think even before that, like I was always a fear of mine being stuck on ride, and then it actually happened. So then I was like, okay, I'm never going on these again.
Yeah. I
So
mean, it does
unfortunately,
suck
that
because
one-
you would be stuck. Like, you can't even move on some of these rides.
I know. I always wonder, like, when you hear about like the roller coaster was stuck upside down for an hour. Like, I want to hear from those people. Like, what is it actually like being stuck on a roller coaster upside down for an hour? Because not only are you annoyed that you're stuck, but in that particular situation, being stuck upside down in a roller coaster, I would also think I'm gonna die. Because I would think at any second the roller coaster is gonna detach. You know what I mean? So it's all these emotions going through your brain, but then there's all the blood rush to your head and you just pass out. Because that's what I would hope.
Oh my gosh, that's I like would pray for those people because I like you said about it detaching. I would think like the safety belt, if it's stuck, I thought the whole system would just break, and then everyone's safety belt would just go loose, and then you'd fall to your death.
I can picture like going through such a roller coaster of emotions. I picture laughing hysterically, crying, shitting. Like I feel like I would just shit.
Honestly, part of me would be this vibe of if I was with someone I knew, I would just tell them, can we just not talk about this? Because I wouldn't want to talk about what if this happened, what if this happened? It just makes it worse.
I know. It almost would just be the vibe of let's just do la-di-da-di-da and like just shit. I think I would just shit. Would you?
I can't really like picture myself shitting out of being scared. I
Well,
can picture
I'm
myself peeing, but I just don't picture my. And I think
don't-
shitting for me is one of those things where like when I need to shit, I go shit. So why would I go on a roller coaster if I needed to shit?
I'm not picturing I'm like scared up shitting out of fear. I pictured as 15 minutes in, I would just be like, I'm gonna shit to like make this miserable for everyone. So maybe then they'll rescue us faster. Because couldn't you picture like you're stuck upside down in a roller coaster and they would say, "You guys get the police, not the police. What are they gonna do? Get the mechanics." They would they'd repair the roller coaster kind of slow. But if they 15 minutes and if they said, "You guys hurry this up," someone just shit. I feel like they would start working faster.
Oh, so that's why you'd shit. That might be a
For
good
some reason, I
idea.
just feel like you'd have to release everything: puke, shit, piss, throw up.
But then sitting in your own shit upside down, like that actually
honestly-
sounds like hell.
Hell on earth.
Okay, my next one is now this one's kind of dumb because everyone's scared of them, even adults. The Saw guy that has like red circles on his chin.
Oh.
Terrifying.
You're scared of just the face or what he does to people in the movies?
I'm thinking about the face.
Oh, okay, I could see that. He is.
I mean, wait, you don't think he's scary?
No, he is scary. But like, I'm just trying to think of. I just wonder like how these horror movies. How do they design these faces to be scary? It's always having hollow cheekbones. It goes into my scrawny theory. There's never been an overweight or like a bigger scary person in a movie. They're always scrawny. Scrawny equals scary.
But then, with like, I feel like it also goes into what the character does, like you said. Like, if the character did nothing, you probably wouldn't. But you know how if it is a scary character, they're gonna be killing people, possessing people. So then that also
Yeah.
makes it scary.
Does the Saw man? Does he have high cheekbones? I'm picturing these hollow cheeks and really prominent cheekbones.
Yeah, I think it is. And then is he in a wheelchair? Not saying.
Yeah.
Like that's just something I wanted to mention.
No, tricycle, not a wheelchair.
Yeah, because he's sitting on something. I don't know if it's a tricycle or a wheelchair.
I'm pretty sure he slowly, squeakily creaks in on a tricycle.
I feel like the creation of the Saw guy, I don't know if this was the creation, but don't you for sure think the Saw guy, when they were creating that scary character, it started out with a clown and they just messed around?
Oh.
Because having your face painted white, such clown. So I feel like they started out with a clown and then moved and twinkled with some stuff. So I feel like the Saw guy, the origination of it is just a clown.
But also, speaking of white faces, painting your face so paper white is also a scary movie thing. The Saw Man, the Terrifier, Scream. Like, really white faces are also really scary.
Oh yeah, I guess it kind of is also scary because it's like disguise, so you don't know who's under.
yeah.
It could be anyone with their face painted white.
That's true. That is scary. Okay. This one is just stupid because it's just going into the same theme of all mine of being stuck. Getting locked in a car trunk. This was such a fear as a kid because I'm not kidding. I'm pretty sure in my youth, I actually thought this was going to happen to me because people talked about it so much. You know when you hear about like stranger danger at school so much that you just are anticipating like when will it happen, but it never does for most people. Luckily,
Yeah.
But like I actually thought like, oh, one day I'll be locked in a trunk.
This
But like
is
luckily
another-
haven't been yet.
This is another thing like that. This was mentioned during school. Like I remember, let's say only once a year, not even that often, but it must have stuck with me. The teacher would just say, or we'd have an assembly and it would just be something mentioned only for 5 minutes. So when your parents pick you up, you know how like sometimes your parents would pick you up in the middle of
Yeah.
the school day for a dentist appointment? If someone says to pick you up and you go to the office and it's not your parents, you can tell the people at the office that it's not your parents and we'll trust you and you don't have to go with them. Because I guess that's happened a few times or like someone abducts a kid doing that. But
Yeah.
that, I remember kind of thinking like, that's probably going to happen to me sometime in elementary
I
school.
know like you're just prepared for like when will it happen today or like next week. Or, but like
That's kind of like that.
But the trunk thing, I swear it was talked about a lot because I think even one of like my dance teachers did this whole thing saying, you guys, like, I know this is kind of random. Like, I know let's take a little break from tap dancing. Okay, so if you guys ever get locked in a trunk, I'm gonna tell you what to do. And then they said like punch out the light and like wave your hand. And they said you might not be able to punch it with your arm, punch it with your leg. You'll be able to do it with your leg. You'll have enough strength. And they said then you wave your hand out the tail light and someone will rescue you. So like it seemed like it was a vibe where a lot of people were trying to prepare us like this is what you do when it happens because it's gonna happen.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's good that they told
I know
everyone because
because-
in your dance class there was like 30 people. Like maybe it happened to one of them.
Like I was one of the lucky ones, but I'm assuming like half of them have been locked in a trunk.
But then I just thought about the creepiest thing. Whenever people say that, I always picture being on a highway.
Uh-huh.
So I'd be like, someone would see me, but a country road.
Oh, no one gonna see you. Like, can you picture you go through all the effort to break out the tail light? Little do you know you're on a gravel road. No one will see you.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay. My next one is videos on YouTube. It used to be such an obsession where me and a few of our siblings would go on YouTube and just type in scary videos. I feel like nowadays, like maybe I just don't do this often, but I feel like YouTube wouldn't be the place for this nowadays. I feel like just back in 2009, let's just say in 2010, it was just such a thing. People uploading these 3-minute scary videos.
Oh, like jump scare videos and stuff.
Maybe it's more on TikTok now. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I don't know.
But one that was so scary to me was this one of, these are just fake, I'm pretty sure. Well, they are just fake. Someone's driving on like a desolate road and then they pick up someone, but it's just a ghost girl.
Oh, and she's all, and
I
she
don't
starts
know.
screaming
Yeah,
randomly.
I don't know what it's called, but yeah, then she starts screaming. That one was so scary. There was like other ones like that where just like these ghost videos that are 3 minutes, and I remember loving it, like absolutely loving it. But I remember being so scared too, because being like, "Is this real? What's happening?"
I know. That was always before YouTube. It was a vibe of getting emails of that type of stuff. People would email them and it would say, "You have to forward this to 15 people, or you're going to be murdered." So then you just spread the fear around the internet, and it would keep going forever.
People, why is it such a thing where we love spreading fear? Even this podcast episode is technically
I
spreading
know it's trying
fear.
to reignite everyone's childhood fears that
It's
we all got over.
It's kind of doing it to myself too right now.
I know it is. It's like going to a horror movie. Like it's just fun.
Yeah, I guess it does give you adrenaline. Yeah.
Next on my list is kneecap getting dislocated.
Okay, why am I like this too? What didn't this happen to one of our
So,
sister's friends?
All goes back to our older sister. She got a rock thrown at her face by one of our siblings. We're not going to out the sibling. One of our siblings had a psychotic break, and
Psychotic
they
break.
threw a rock at her face, and still to this day, no one knows why. She got a rock slammed into her face. She was rushed to the hospital. And apparently, isn't that funny that as a kid, you can throw a rock at someone's face and for the most part, everyone gets over it. But as an adult, if I threw a rock at someone's face, I swear, like I'd have consequences for like my rest of my life, right?
Oh, like but even like not even like legal consequences. I feel like for the rest of your life, if someone that was an adult did that, people would be like, "You're mentally insane."
Okay, so anyway, our sister who got the rock thrown at her face, she was at the hospital, and I guess the hospital there was one room separated into two with a curtain, and on the other side of the curtain was a girl who got her kneecap dislocated from a merry-go-round. And I remember our sister told us a story of I guess they were holding her leg down, and they said 1, 2, 3, and they slammed the knee back into the socket. And I didn't even know at that point that kneecaps could get dislocated. But then I was always just scared of my kneecaps after that. And I always was scared that they were going to get dislocated and someone was going to have to pop them in for me. Can you imagine someone popping your kneecap in?
Yeah, okay. This is another one though. Like this is for sure a common theme. If you have a fear or something that you really think about. I have a picture with it. I've never seen this even in a movie, I don't think, but I have this picture of I don't know what this type of road is called, but it's kind of somewhat, but it has rocks in it. I don't know what type of road it is, but it was our driveway, our childhood driveway. And I picture someone on a bike and then they get off the bike and their kneecap is really hanging. Like, I'm not even joking, like, it was hanging.
Under the skin.
I'm picturing it out of the skin. Like,
Oh,
I'm picturing you
ew.
see the actual bone of the kneecap.
Ew.
I have this, that's actually for sure one of the scariest things.
But yeah, I got over that like in middle school. Now it still sounds gross to me, but like it's not something I fear. And like, even if it did happen, I really like, obviously I would be scared in the moment, but I don't really think it would like affect me that much. If for some reason my kneecap did get detached and someone put it back in.
Oh yeah, I feel like that one's staying in childhood.
Yeah, I'm over that one.
Bosco sticks. It's basically a mozzarella stick, but one time I was at the water park and I was eating Bosco sticks. And I guess I was eating them so fast or something, and I almost choked on the cheese. So some of this mozzarella cheese, it just keeps going and going, and you can never like break the long string of mozzarella. So then it kind of got stuck in my throat because I guess I wasn't chewing it, I guess. And then I remember it was so scary pulling it out of my throat. So I remember ever since then, it was kind of a thing where like, even mozzarella sticks, kind of like these like cheeses that are very stretchy and so thick are kind of scary because it's like you have to chew it, else you could actually choke on it and die.
I don't know. I get that. You actually had to pull it out of your throat, like, and then the whole Bosco stick came out.
Basically, so it's like, yeah, it's cheese with breading around it. I just remember I had to like put my fingers like deep in my throat and grab the cheese out.
Ew.
It wasn't a type of vibe of like people saying, "Oh my gosh, save him, get a doctor." It was just like a personal, like no one was really involved in it. I just grabbed it out.
Oh yeah. This one is tornadoes. I was just always scared of tornadoes. I remember even being a kid and I was like with some neighborhood friends and we heard like a plane go above us and they were like, "Oh, it's a plane." But when I heard that noise of a plane, I just always thought it was a tornado for some reason. And like this was when I was like 6. And I like remember going sprinting into the house thinking there was going to be a tornado. I was just so scared of tornadoes when I was like 6 years old. But I think that's common because even seeing our nieces and nephews, it seems like when they're around 6, like they're really scared of tornadoes. I think it's just a 6-year-old thing. Like you're really scared of weather and tornadoes.
Yeah, but then when for sure. But then when it gets to tornado season and a tornado happens kind of close by you and you see the damage that it happens, that from it, when a tornado warning or watch happens again, I actually get scared because I'm like, there's literally buildings getting destroyed. What if you're not secure? So I feel like during tornado season, if a tornado happens that's kind of close to me, for the rest of the tornado season, I actually am like, when it happens, I am like, okay, I'm just gonna be in a secure place because I don't want to get my shit wrecked.
There was actually
my body wrecked.
There was a huge tornado by where we live earlier this summer, and it was crazy because while it was happening, I was watching the news, and it was funny because the news guy you would picture they'd be kind of calm, but like he lived where it was happening, and he was like freaking out, saying like, "Oh my god, like." My kids, if you're watching, like you guys better be in the basement. It's coming like towards their house. And he was freaking out. And then it was funny because I don't know if people call into the news station and just lie because they kept saying, tornado just came down here. And then like it turned out that one was fake. And then they said there was a tornado right by the family house, which I don't know if there was, but they said there was one like right next to it. And then
like funnels might have been forming, I guess.
Maybe someone did call because they were like, there's a tornado. And then it just disappeared.
Because I was
away.
watching the news that day because it was such a big thing. And I guess I probably watched the news when I was watching, but I was like really watching. And it was such a thing where like they kept saying, okay, there might be one forming over here. There might be one forming over here. And it just added to my anxiety because it was like, there's a bunch forming and like they weren't lying. There probably was like little funnel clouds, but then it felt like there was so much happening at once.
I know. Insane. Oh, another one's just small one is knives at restaurants. This only lasted until I was like 5 years old. Remember me and my older sister, whenever we went to a restaurant, we would like very like slowly get the knives out of our silverware and hand it to our mom. Like our mom. Yeah, because we would always I remember like, because I think she told us like, you guys, you cannot play with the knives. So then whenever we got so scared of them that whenever we went to a restaurant, we would like give them to her right away. Because like, we did not want the knives
It's
near
funny
us.
because that gives the vibe. This camera turned off, by the way.
Oh.
But you saying that, this wasn't even what it was because mom said that, so you thought it, but it gives the vibe of you guys had such intrusive thoughts. Like, I'm going to stab someone with this knife, so then you have to give it away.
I know, but that one wore off when we were like 6. This was one of those like preschool spheres.
My next one is lotion. We've talked about this before maybe, but I remember just hating lotion. This is more of just a hatred. Lotion. There was actually probably multiple winters when I was a kid where my hands were dry and red from the winter. And I remember knowing like, oh, I can put moisturizer on lotion to cure this every night. But I remember just hating lotion because it felt so slimy, and it could be part of the whole thing of like my hands get sweaty sometimes. And then when you put lotion on, it makes your hands feel so disgusting. I hate that feeling. So I just remember I hated putting lotion on. And then after you shower, if you put lotion on, you do like these warm showers. So you're so warm. You put lotion on and you're kind of sweating. And then your body feels so... You feel like kind of like you put almost glue all over your body.
Yeah.
Thankfully, I don't feel like that at all anymore. Like I'll just put lotion on because it moisturizes me. I can put it on my face. even on my body. But back then, I remember, this doesn't happen that much, but on like a warm summer day when you're sweating so much and you actually internally feel like, I wish I could cut all my skin off because I feel so uncomfortable. That's what lotion felt like to me when I was a little kid.
I know. I remember even putting it on my hands, just my hands, like you said, would be horrible.
I know, because it felt like it would last all day. Like, I remember being like, it's still on me and it's been 3 hours. Like, it feels like, I remember thinking, to me, this is dramatic, but it was like a torture to me.
It was a life ender back then, moisturizer.
But then to cure my hands, I remember I just put Aquaphor on them with gloves. Not Aquaphor, but Vaseline. Same
That
thing.
even sounds so more uncomfortable.
But I would rather do that than put lotion on each day.
That's crazy. I don't know. I think we talked about this recently in a podcast, and people commented saying, that was so me as a kid. I hated moisturizer.
It's probably not. Maybe it's common though.
Yeah.
Another one kind of like lotion. Lotion is tight as shit. And this actually kind of goes into adulthood. Even though there was years, this kind of is weird because there was years, and even nowadays, skinny jeans. Like, that's tight as shit, but I was fine with wearing that, I guess. But, okay, so when you were a kid, did you wear jeans like this? Because I've noticed that a lot of kids' jeans are like this. It'd be these types of jeans where on the inside of the jean, there was a button level thing, and you can tighten the jeans from the level. And if you look at the back of the jeans, they're actually elastic. Do you remember having childhood jeans like that with
I
their
remember
buttons?
that.
Okay, but a lot of childhood jeans are like that, I'm pretty sure, because I remember some of our siblings wore. So then that kind of gives the vibe of like, okay, you're wearing these jeans, but they're like loose, they aren't so tight. And then when I think about it, I just have always hated tight stuff. Like wearing a t-shirt to me that's skin tight sounds just so uncomfortable.
I know.
And it doesn't have to do with like, I don't want to wear something skin tight because you see all these rules or whatever. Like, it's not like something to do with I'm insecure. I actually just think it's so uncomfortable.
No, I get that. That's why, like, I have to, if I buy jeans, they better have elastane. They better be stretched jeans.
So this did start in childhood, but I will admit, like I said, like this is going into adulthood. Like, I don't think I'd ever really wear something that's so tight.
Never. I get that. My last fear is bike trails. Because of Unsolved Mysteries, it was this show that used to play, and it always seemed like there was a raping or a kidnapping or a killing on a bike trail. So I always was scared of them because it seemed like that's where most of the Unsolved Mysteries took place.
Yeah, it's funny. So we just talked about being in a city, going in a parking lot scary, but then a bike trail. I was just about to say, oh, maybe what wouldn't be scary is being in small town America. But then that's scary too, because when you're in nature, there's going to be a killer.
I know. You
So
can never be
everything's
safe.
scary.
You can never be safe.
But so
Do you have any more?
That's a good one. I have one more, which is pretty common, but I thought of it. First day of school. Now, I want to get more into
Oh.
this. One of the reasons why this was so scary is because it always was the theme. Everyone changed over somewhere. I remember it always was just a thing where everyone came back. And it was a new era. Like, that's what's, like, it still happens naturally as an adult. Everyone changes. Like, you just always are changing. But when you're a child and you haven't seen these people for 4 months, I just remember, like, even though you saw some of them over summer, it always was a thing of, like, what's everyone going to be like? Like, I kind of have my new era going, so what are people going to think about this new era? Like, because technically you are starting a new era. Like, for most people, you go to JCPenney, you go back to school shopping, and
Oh, wait.
technically, like, you're picking out your new personality
I
through
forgot
clothing.
that. Yeah, every year you're getting all your new drag ready. You go and get to JCPenney, get all new drag, all the clothes, and then you even get all new drag. What color notebooks do I want this year? What color binders do I want? What book bag do I want? It's all just picking out the new drag persona
And then
every effing year.
It goes deeper sometimes. Like, sometimes when you're in, like, 6th grade, I remember you would get book covers. And then it's like, okay, do I want the book cover? Do you want the checkered book cover? Or do I want just a plain black one to kind of blend in? Or do you want the bright pink one to kind of stand out?
I know, it's just the drag preparation.
Yeah, I feel like there's always just caused so much scaredness because it felt like you were preparing. This is such an exaggeration for like the military or something.
I know.
And
I always remember when everyone walked into class that first day, it always was the vibe of a whole brand new bitch. Hit the club, get stupid. I thought you knew this.
I know. And then like it's also like the Cobra song. Get my nails, I'm a brand new bitch.
I know.
Dun,
Literally the
dun.
brand new bitch day. And usually the first day of school also coincides with picture day. So everyone's extra done up.
Oh,
Everyone had glam that morning.
I know. And then People are talking about the summer vacations.
I know. It's just the biggest clout day of the year. Everyone exaggerating their summer. Their new personalities are shining through. Brand new fit on. Maybe a new book bag in the closet that everyone could take a look at.
I know. I would actually equate it to like, it's the same thing of like, I've never done this, but it kind of feels like everyone at your school came back from the meditation camp and it's like, did the meditation camp help them or hinder them? Like, we're going to see.
I know that is the whole vibe of the first day.
Because summer break for a child is kind of like meditation camp.
Oh, hibernation months.
Yeah.
So then just to flex at the end of this, I wrote down things I wasn't scared of as a kid. Just a couple. One thing that I wasn't scared of as a kid, singing in front of peers. I remember being in music class in, I think, first grade. And we had to sing this thing out loud in front of everyone. And I remember just not being scared. And I remember being confused because you know how when you watch movies as a kid, you hear about, I'm nervous to sing. I'm nervous of my peers. You know, that's just a common trope.
Yeah.
But I remember
always.
hearing about that in movies, then seeing my classmates and how they were all kind of scared. And I didn't really get it. But then it's weird because fast forward to being in fourth grade, by that point I was scared of my peers. But in first grade, me untainted, I was just down to sing in front of my peers. Which brings me to the Billie Eilish theory. Homeschool kids are way more confident because they aren't pushed down by everyone. They keep their true, authentic self.
Because what you're saying, I feel like that actually is true. Like, there was so many times, even when I was so little, where I was shy and embarrassed. I don't even know if it was embarrassed. I'm just going to use the word shy because I feel like that's what was more accurate. I was just shy to do stuff. But I for sure think that when you're scared to do something, even when you're an adult, it does kind of go back to one time. Even one time. It could just be one circumstance. Someone made fun of you or something. Because I feel like sometimes when you do get out in front of people, you could realize like there's nothing even scary about this. So I'm just scared about it because someone made fun of me years ago.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I feel like if no one ever did, I go to your whole homeschool thing. Like if no one ever did make fun of you, like let's just be honest, you're gonna be more confident because what makes people unconfident sometimes is just being insecure, and sometimes insecurity breeds from people being assholes. And unfortunately, everyone's an asshole. Like even when I was a kid, there probably was one time where I joined in on a hate train at my school. So
everyone,
public
nobody's
school,
a pure victim of it. Like you were the bully and the bullied.
yeah, I feel like sometimes like when you're in public school, you just join a mob, you know?
Bully, punch, hit, slap with words.
So
Another thing that I wasn't scared of as a kid was going into strangers' houses. Because I remember doing these fundraisers for school where you have to sell chocolates and shit to the neighborhood. And my sister and I, we would go door to door trying to sell up all the chocolates. And we would go, if adults would say, come on in. And we would just go in, sit in their kitchen. Like there was no vibe of stay on the porch. We're scared of strangers. The vibe was let's go in their house. I want to see everything, look at everything. Like it's just weird because then I go back to these other fears I was talking about before. And so much of it revolves around being kidnapped, blah, blah, blah. But then here I was just going into strangers' houses willy-nilly.
when would you go into strangers' houses? Like
When I was just fundraising for school.
Oh, okay. So you were just going into strangers' houses.
Yeah,
I thought
it
you were
wasn't
talking
just-
about hanging out with friends for a sec.
Oh
But
no,
it
this
is
is
actual fundraising.
Oh no, this
yeah.
is fundraising, ringing on people's doorbells, and then sometimes they would say, "Come on in," and then we just come in, and they'd be like in their kitchen and stuff.
Did you ever do jump rope for how?
What was that?
That I don't know if that was the fundraiser you did. It was just one. It was one from like the House Association, and like I remember. Yeah, I did it one.
Do you win a jump rope?
If you sell a certain amount, like you could even win like an Xbox.
Oh, maybe that was. I remember. Yeah, there was a whole catalog that showed like if you sell this many, you can get this. Or you sell this many, you can get this.
Fine. What was I not scared of as a kid? Let me think.
I know. Like, what's that thing you should have been scared of but you weren't?
Like being that bitch.
Honestly, probably
joking.
is starting a YouTube channel. You were in middle school. Those are the years of humiliation central where everything's so humiliating. Everyone hates me and I hate everyone. But meanwhile, you in middle school, you started a YouTube channel, which a lot of people would be scared of because they would get roasted in the hallways.
Oh yeah, maybe I just realized. Like I don't know how I realized this, but I didn't always know this, but maybe I always did just know it because I remember one time I did this Instagram video years ago where I dressed up as a clown and this guy in school would always mention it saying, "You did that?" But in like a hater way. I remember I never deleted it or anything. What some people would have deleted it because like I don't want that to be on the internet. But I obviously thought he was annoying, but I guess I never really like took it to heart. I don't know why. But I'd like that's like middle school. I'm trying to think about elementary school.
Fuck the haters.
Yeah, I guess just like I don't know. I can't think of anything. I'm scared of everything, guys.
Well, let us know things you were irrationally scared of as kids below. And yeah.
We're gonna do the next fundraiser. I'm gonna go door to door and try to win the Xbox.
See you guys next time.
See ya. CTXO. What's it? There's like a little-
TTYL XOXO.
TTYL XOXO.